All right, let's do this. Let's get a break, and when we come back, we'll continue working through your top 5 of 85, talking about records that are 40 years old this year. When we come back, we're going to go to Roz in New York. So, Roz, stand by, because I want to hear how Roz is going to find a way to come up with 5 albums with all females on them from 1985. Roz always bringing the female representation. Roz will find a way, or at least there will be one woman in each of her 5 bands. I guarantee you that. We'll be right back after this. All right, pressure is on. Here's Roz in New York. Roz, let's hear it. What do you got? Can you come up with 5 for us? Or are you going to break the trend, or are you actually going to give us a guys band in your 5?
I might throw a guy, but who knows? We'll see. But no, you're lucky. Thanks for taking a break, because I was watching the Met game.
Oh, are they on right now?
Yeah, they just finished.
How did they win?
No, they lost 4-2.
You know, real quick, not to go off on a tangent, but I'm here in Vegas,
sure.
and I used to watch, SNY, which is, as Roz knows, the Mets channel in New York. They had an app, and I used to be able to log in using my TV provider in New Jersey and watch the games here all the time. It was great streaming. Yeah. This year, all the MLB moved their streaming to the MLB app. So when I logged into that, they want like $25 a month to watch out of market. It's like ridiculous, and I'm not here enough to do that. But so I'm a little out of the loop. I'll get caught up when I get back next week. But they're still they're still doing great. So that's good news for us Mets fans. Anyway, Roz, what's your list?
Yeah, it's cool. Gary Cohen said he saw the in the Capitol Theater in 1980. So that's pretty.
Really?
Yeah, he's always talking about music. That's why I love those guys, because they just talk about music all the time. It's sick. It's the sickest thing to watch. But anyway, here's my list. It's all. I'm going to give it to you just like I said. Heart, of course, is the Heart album. They came out with What About Love and all that. It's a little weird.
Was that 85, the self-titled Heart?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great album. I love Denny Carmassi. He played drums on that record, and obviously a huge comeback record for Heart. Huge. So that's a good one, Roz.
Yeah, it was better than the Bad Animals, which bit. Ugh, it's so horrible. Yeah, this is when everything started to suck for me, music-wise. That's when all the whole music started coming out, what I call whole music.
Didn't Bad Animals have Who Will You Run To on it, though?
Yeah.
I mean, that's super poppy. That's super poppy, but I actually really liked that song at the time, but I know it's very poppy. What album had Alone on it?
That one, Bad Animals.
Yeah, see, well, there's a couple. I mean, that vocal on Alone is insane.
I know it is. But the 2 guys who wrote it wrote like a virgin, so that's just wrong on so many levels.
Well, yeah, all that stuff was outside writers for sure. I mean, the Heart album that you're putting on from '85. I mean, What About Love was a song, as I talked about recently, from a band from Canada called Toronto. If you pull up the song "What About Love" by the band Toronto on YouTube. Yeah. It was only a year before Heart's version, and it's almost identical sounding to Heart's version.
Yeah, she said she didn't like the whining in the original version, so then she just ripped it up, which is hilarious.
Yeah, amazing.
That was pretty cool. So, you know what? I'm going to throw a guy for you in there. I'm going to throw, believe it or not, one of my favorite albums is Run for Cover by Gary Moore.
Oh, that's a great one.
Record. So I love that man, and I miss him so much, and that record was just ridiculous.
Me too. Glenn Hughes has a couple songs on there too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love Corridors of Power, Victims of Future. We don't talk about Gary Moore enough. Gary Moore was a monster guitar player.
I met him outside of David Letterman when he did the David Letterman show. It was so damn cool. He was so nice, and he was great.
He did Letterman, when he was during the blues period? Still got the blues?
Yeah, he came out with Still Got the Blues, and I saw him outside, and I freaked out, and I hugged him, and he was just a doll. Oh, he gave me one of his picks. I'm still missing him so much.
Well, he could be, from what I know, he could be a bit of hit or miss in terms of, being like nice or not. So I'm glad that you got a good experience.
He was a doll. He was a doll. He really was. He was great. So my number 3 is Rock a Little by Stevie Nicks. She has her best damn song on there, who I thought was Mick Jones on guitar, but it wasn't. Can't Wait. That was a really good song. That was her ripped up song that she did on that record. That came on 85. Number 2, Running Wild by the Girls' School. Tremendous. They did a cover of Kiss's Do You Love Me on that record. I like that lineup. It was my favorite. They were had the 5 girls when Jackie was the lead singer. That was always my favorite lineup. I liked it when they were 5 girls. It was just crazy. And she played keyboards, and she was cool. And my number 1 is the greatest album ever. Number 1, best debut ever for me is Precious Metal, Right Here, Right Now. I will always love that record. I listen to it every day. They're the greatest band. End of story. They're just
I remember that band. What did anybody in that band go on to do anything?
No, they're still together, but they put a couple of guys in it, which really bites. But but they're still together. But they have different members in it. But they made 3 albums. On the 3rd album, they were supposed to have that dork president in the video, but then he wanted more money, so then they got somebody to play him because they remade Mr. Big Stuff, so they were trying to do it like that. So it was pretty funny. very
All right, Roz. Well, thank you. Good stuff. Actually, I was just messing with you with the girl thing.
Good. I got you.
It's fun, but we need that. We need that representation. We need that.
Some guys.
Yeah, and you did, and not only that, but you also gave us some things I forgot about. Like that Heart 85 album is enormous. That's a big call. Yeah, I completely spaced on that. So, all right, Roz, thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, the 85 Heart album was a huge comeback for them. Changed record labels, moved to Capitol. The previous records, even though the previous record, Passion Works, I liked a lot. That had a song called How Can I Refuse on it. That was the single. But that record I liked a lot. But obviously everything changed with that 85 record, self-titled. Their look changed. They looked glammy. They dressed them up. The sound changed. And they also, the criticism was a lot of the songs on that record they did not write, and they had written their previous material, but it worked and it brought them back. I used to always hear in interviews that Ann and Nancy, they would kind of shit on that period now in the last years. But I just read a new interview. I forget where it was, and I think it was with Nancy, and it was probably one of the British magazines. And she actually kind of did a 180 on it, and she said, look, I know it was a different time. I know it was a different look. I know it was a different sound. I know we sourced other people's songs. But the bottom line is we might not be sitting here now talking about what we're doing now if it wasn't for that period bringing us back. So she seemed way more objective about it than I had seen in recent interviews. The other thing in Roz's call is that Gary Moore album is a great call, and I'm pretty sure that album has a song, the duet with Phil Lynott, Out in the Fields. And that is a great song. If you have never heard that song, that is a great song. One of the things Phil Lynott did, a year or two before he passed away, if I recall the timeline, and he that was just the song is just great. And Gary Moore was a monster guitar player. Another one of those guys so influential but not a household name. And when Roz talked about seeing him outside of Letterman, I realized, Gary Moore had a whole second act where he reinvented himself as a blues guy. And he made a record called Still Got the Blues. And the single from that, the title track, became a pretty big song. What are we doing, Joel? Should we plow through, or should we do the extra break and go later? What are we doing?
Let's do the extra break. Give us a chance to breathe, and then come back.
Yeah, I'm going to go hit the bathroom real quick anyway. Maybe more information than people to know, but I'm going to go hit the can real quick, and then we'll come back. We'll finish up strong with a good 25 minutes more of your calls, your top 5 of 85, as we continue here on a really fun show. This is a great one today. Thank you for this idea, Angelo, and see what else you have to say. And don't forget, obviously, tomorrow, as it stands now, will be Free for All Friday. Completely anything you want. So it's always good when we do these type of shows on Thursday, because we can catch that overflow if you don't get through today on tomorrow's show as well. But we'll be right back. We'll see what else we get into on this Thursday. Your top 5 albums of 85 continue after this.
99. Right here, right